Hey guys, today I'm going to present on some of the British monarchies since 1760. The first one I'm going to talk about is King George III, who was grandson of King George II, was the first English-born and English-speaking monarch since Queen Anne's, which I think is pretty insane. He reigned during the American Revolution, in which the 13 colonies rebelled against Britain. The American colonies eventually won and proclaimed independence on July 4th, 1776, which is a very well celebrated day in American culture, as we all know. Um, During his reign, some of the greatest names in American literature came out, so he got, a lot of credit for that. Um, George III was well-meaning and suffered from a mental illness later in his years, and eventually became blind and insane. So this concluded in his son ruling as prince after 1811 until King George's death in 1820. The next monarch I'm going to talk about is Queen Victoria. Um, After William IV's death in 1837, she became queen at the young age of 18. She was known to be nice and humble, and had great progress all around during her reign. Known by Britain's great age of industrial expansion, economic progress, and a growing empire. So like King George III, she also got a lot of credit. By the time she passed away, it is quoted that Britain had a worldwide empire on which the sun never set. So another great monarch right here. The next monarch I'm going to talk about is King George V. He was son of Edward VII and wanted to be in the Navy, but the death of his brother Albert placed him on the throne. So, poor guy. He was kind of forced on being king. I mean, not poor guy. I mean, I would love to be king, but he didn't want to be king. He wanted to be in the Navy. He played an active role in supporting the country's troops during World War One, and was, he was almost like mid-tier compared to the previous monarchs I talked about. But overall, he was good compared to the one I'm going to talk about next, who is Edward VIII, who had one of the shortest monarchs in British history of only 326 days. King Edward VIII was known to be one of the most controversial former monarchs, and because he wanted to marry Wallis Simpson, but the church refused. So you know what that led to, right? He gave up the throne and chose to abdicate to keep being with the woman he loved, which was Wallis Simpson. That lady right there. So, he abdicated. He quit after not even a year and chose to go on vacation, for his later years. So, as Duke and Duchess, they went to Nazi Germany during World War II and met Adolf Hitler in Bavaria. They were treated like royalty in Germany. So that's one of the most controversial things about this monarch, was that he quit and, in his later years would rather visit other countries. During the visit, the Duke gave full Nazi salutes and favored an alliance with Germany rather than opposing them, which, it's a good thing that he did not stay in the throne for much longer. The next monarch I'm going to talk about is Queen Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth had the longest reigning living monarch to date. The Royal Highness has seen a lot, including the decolonization of Africa, devolution in the UK, and the demise of the empire. Here we see Queen Elizabeth with many presidents, including President Kennedy, President Obama, President Trump, and President Truman. Here's my works cited. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. Hope you guys learned something about the kings and queens of Britain. And thank you guys for listening.